Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. That was the first. Hey, my Crimsonites, how we doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. So I came upon a story and I thought it was really interesting because it didn't make no sense to me. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show the clip. And then we're going to talk about this because I think this is worth talking about. So the caption says, boyfriend loses it after girlfriend reveals her body count is 42 during a game, ends up in jail behind it.
You had said that the argument started over sex? You said this.
Yeah, we were arguing over sex. Like, we had a conversation about body counts.
How was that conversation started? Was it just a normal conversation?
We were listening to music, and me and her were talking. And then he comes in the room, well, actually in the kitchen, because that's where the fight started. Okay. And he was like, 42? You fuck 42 niggas, you blah,
So,
blah, blah.
y'all were listening to music.
We were cooking, like, the food is on the floor.
Yeah, just BSing around, having a conversation.
Exactly, and you come in.
Was he here when y'all started that conversation?
Yeah, he was in the room.
And then he comes out acting.
Came in the kitchen, that's where we were cooking at. The food is on the floor. The pots and pans is at the wall. Everything is on the floor. Okay. She has hair like mine, and he has dreads. So when he went to pull, you can see the pieces. Her hair is on the floor. When he went to go pull the pieces, that's when my pieces came out, and I grabbed his hair, and I'm getting them off.
You got any cuts or anything?
Yeah.
I see it, yeah. Do you mind if I take a picture? Alright, so you had said that the argument started. Can I take a picture of that?
Sure. It was just hair pulling and fighting and tussling, swinging, throwing pots and pans, and just all of that.
Your cousin told me everything that happened. Alright, so I got a pretty good understanding of everything that went down, okay? Your babies are safe. Alright? You're in Pulu with your cousin. Are you able to speak or no? Okay. So all this happened at your house? Does he live with you? He does? Do you know about how long he's been living with you? Alright, I'll take a picture of that.
Okay. Okay. So the woman who was talking to the police officer in the house was the woman's cousin, was the girlfriend's cousin. So apparently the woman and the girlfriend and the cousin, the lady cousin, was talking in the kitchen, listening to music, da 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 da. He's in the room doing whatever. They're having a conversation, I guess, about sex, body counts, whatever the case may have been. She blurts out, my number's 42, however that conversation went. He hears it. He comes into the kitchen irate because he hears it. And they begin to fight. He's fighting both of the girls. Okay, fight mainly the girlfriend. I'm assuming the girl cousin jumps into it at some point, which is how she got a busted lip and her hair pulled. He goes to jail. She goes to the emergency room. And they ask her how long has he been living with her and things of that nature. Why is he upset? Why he mad? See, why is he mad? And some of y'all might be like, huh? What you mean why he mad? She got 42 bodies. It's probably 40. It's probably more than that. Why is 43 mad at 42? You number 43, bro. That is not his wife. That is you didn't hear that? That was a situationship. Let me explain that. That's a situationship. He moved in with her. They are not husband and wife. This is not a committed relationship. No vetting has gone on. That's why I'm saying, why is he mad? What he mad for? If it was 52, if it was 62. Because I'm pretty sure he wasn't thinking about that when he first cracked her. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't thinking about that when he moved in with her. So where did this sudden concern over her body count come from? Let me start breaking some stuff down. The reason why I'm saying, why would he be upset? This is not her husband. He's not taking her seriously. This is not a woman that he's courting and vetting in order to become his wife. This not that. This, for all intents and purposes, seems to be a situationship type of situation. So with those three previous factors, this is why I'm saying, why do her body count matter to him? Why do it matter to him? See, when you have a situationship, and I've said this before, young people are getting into situationships and then getting mad that it's not a committed marriage and a committed relationship. The transaction will never be the covenant. So getting into situationships with people are things of convenience for both parties, for both the man and the woman. When you get into a situationship, you're getting into it for your own selfish reasons, whatever your reasons are. That's why you're getting into situationships. The purpose of the situationship is that you want the lack of responsibility, but all the perks of the covenant, and it don't work. It doesn't work that way. I hope y'all take this walk with me. It don't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Wanting the lack of responsibility of a situationship, but with the loyalty, respect, and accountability of a committed marriage makes no sense for anybody. This is the same thing as a woman getting into a situationship with a man, and all of a sudden he's supposed to be her provider, her protector. He's supposed to have all these responsibilities. Yet, in point of fact, there have been no commitments, no loyalty, no vetting, no respect. Why do he owe her that? Why would he owe her that? He don't. If you don't vet for a woman that has some type of purity or some type of consciousness about body counts and not being a hoe, if you don't vet for that, why are you mad when you don't get that? Situationships are just that. They're situationships. And you go into them for a variety of reasons. I'm going to tell you why you don't get into a situationship. You don't get into a situationship for love. That's not a part of it. You don't get into a situationship with the desire for commitment and covenant. You don't get into a situationship for loyalty and seeing a future with one another. And you don't get into a situationship with intentionality and the intention of building and building a future and being with this person for life. That is not why you get into a situationship. And the situationship is what that was. You can tell they're young. They just in their 20s. Situationships lack foundation. They are not built on anything solid. They're not built on anything that lasts. Situationships are temporary. They may have long-lasting consequences, but they are intended to be temporary. They are intended to be not taken so seriously. That is what a situationship is. And in the current climate, where you know that these women are out here in these streets, racking up bodies, however they racking up bodies, you probably never asked her that question. You probably didn't even think to ask her that question. Because it didn't matter to you how many men she had been with previous to you. All that mattered is she let you hit it. She let you move in with her. You may or may not be the father to any of them kids. We don't know that. And you living however you living. You was cool until you found out that number. You was cool. So be cool after you find out the number. And 42 is a crazy number. I'm not going to hold you. 42 is crazy. Especially considering how young they look. 42 is crazy. It's crazy. I'm not defending it. What I'm saying is you as the man did not, for you to be mad enough to fight her about her number, then you should have been vetting her about it. How you mad about the number, but you took no steps to vet her about the number. And you don't want her anyway. This is not a woman that you're trying to marry and be forever with. This a chick you laying up with right now. So where was the expectation for her to be chaste, pure, a virgin for you? Where that expectation come from? Because if it meant that much to you, you should have been vetting her and you should have been trying to take her seriously. And had you been vetting her, you would have understood. Even if you didn't know the exact number, you would have been like, you know what? No, because I don't like the conversation. And to a man, it sounds like a hoe. The little story she come up with, men who are vetting women for marriages and being serious about them, listen to the women. They may or may not ever ask them a body count, but what they're listening for is the signs of whoredom. They're listening for, no, you kind of a hoe. And if he discerns that from her, regardless of whether she tell him a number or not, if he hears that, then he's not going to want to deal with her. He's not going to want to deal with her. No, you out there in these streets for real. So whether she give him a number or no number, you out here in these streets and I don't want nothing to do with you. But if you running around with hoes, then you getting a hoe. if you running around with hoes, then you getting a hoe. You getting a girl that's running around with a bunch of Negroes. She running around with a bunch of dudes. Duh. This not even a woman you take it seriously. You don't care. You don't really care about her. You're not in love with her. Now, you might have gotten disgusted by it. You may have gotten disgusted by it, but then if you got disgusted by it, leave. It's not worth you beating her up and going to jail over. She done screwed the 42 dudes. She already did that. You're going to jail today for a dude she done bounced on a few weeks ago, month ago, a year ago, however long ago she had them dudes. Why should you put yourself in a situation of being in jail and being in legal trouble for a chick that she done already sucked and bounced and rolled and done had back shots by, a train ran, however she got up to that number, however she got up there. Why should you crash out for her? For what? You in trouble for what? Why would you put yourself in trouble for that? The most is cuss her out and tell her how nasty she is and how disgusted you are, and then roll. Well, roll out. Autobots, roll out. Oh, look, girl, because you might not even wanted to know no number. He might not even wanted to know no number. And then messed around. 42 is the correct number. And the reason why I'm saying 42 the correct number, because she wasn't talking to him when she said it. She was talking to her cousin. Her cousin not going to judge it. She was telling the truth. She just didn't know. She didn't realize he was listening or would have heard it. So 42 probably round about right. Because she was talking to another woman. She wasn't talking to him. This is a lesson about which woman you trying to actually be with. Because if you're not actually vetting these women and you're not actually taking a particular woman seriously enough to be like, you know what? Let me listen real close. Let me watch what she do. Let me see what she on for real. I'm going to observe her. I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to talk to other people about her. I want to see how she move around men. I want to see how she move in public spaces. I want to see how she move with me in private. I want to see how, you know what I'm saying? When a man is really vetting a woman, he's looking for all of that stuff. He's looking for it. And if he sees anything stupid or he spot anything that throw him off and makes him feel like this is not the woman that he thinks she is or hoped that she was, she's something else. She's probably a whore or something. You know what I'm saying? Like she probably get around. She probably been out here in these streets too much, doing too much with all of these men. And I'm not down. Like I'm not down with this because I can't be with no woman that I can't even go nowhere with because she know all the dudes and all of them her brother and this, that, and the third. Like we're not dealing with that because you obviously been home. So we're not even gonna, But if you are just running around, you in the street too, and you running into other girls that's in the street, then they in the street. I don't get the disconnect. If you are in the street and you're not taking no girl serious, this not really your woman for real, this ain't really somebody you really trying to be with or whatever, you kicking it for a minute, i.e. a situationship. It's not even a relationship. We just kicking it or whatever. I'm hitting it. She let me stay. We got whatever kind of arrangement we got. That's why you don't stay with each other when you're not married and all that. All of that is foolishness. And it ended up with her getting beat down and him having to go to jail for crashing out over something that ultimately both of them are in a situationship together. They don't care like that. This is just something to do for right now. She hoeing, sir. You number 43. And she gonna move on to number 44 as soon as she get married, my guy. I mean, as soon as she get out the hospital and get well, and you be back and forth in court trying to figure out how to square this away, she gonna move on to number 44, bro. Then what? When she get number 44, then what? When she hit 56, then what? You still gonna be mad? Because that's what she doing. She out here wilding. You just a pit stop. You a pit stop. You a pit stop to her, just like she a pit stop to you. She a pit stop. She's somewhere to lay your head real quick. You can get some coochie while you there. You know what I'm saying? You might have to put a couple dollars to the house, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. I mean, am I tripping? Somebody let me know. Like, am I tripping out? Am I the only one that see it like this? Or nah? Because I feel the same way with the chicks. When they don't really be in relationships with dudes, but yet they got all these husband expectations for a man that's not their husband and never told them that they was in a relationship. Why do you have all of these expectations for this man? He don't owe you no money. He don't owe you your lifestyle. He don't owe your bills. He don't owe nothing. He don't owe you nothing. Nobody never made a requirement. Nobody never made a standard. Nobody ever did nothing that was substantial. So why are you like, I got the same smoke for the women. And I can see that. Like, guys, help me out, guys. Help me out. Because Ezel said he mad because she told somebody. And he's thinking about the embarrassment if it gets around. Perhaps. Michael says he wrong for getting physical, but not wrong for being angry. I don't know about that, because I feel like women are wrong when they're in situationships and they get mad that the dude don't pay their rent. She wrong. She wrong for getting mad. Cause what you mad at? she would be wrong. If the shoe was on the other foot, she would be wrong. If the shoe was on the other foot, she would be wrong for trying to be mad at any kind of expectation that was not laid out. Because I got the same smoke for chicks that be getting physical when they situationship dude, quote unquote, cheat on them. Because he's not actually cheating on you. He's not cheating on you. Y'all not even in a relationship. How he cheating? How? You know what I'm saying? I understand your logic, but when you thought that she wasn't a full 304, but maybe just 304 adjacent, when you find out someone you deal with is out in the streets like that, is jarring. I guess so. I'm gonna have to take y'all word for it. That's what I think. He might have caught feelings for a bird. And mad she a bird. You can't get mad at a hoe for being a hoe. If she a hoe, that's what she gonna be. Whether you try to lock her down or not, she gonna be a hoe. If you get a woman that's running around out in these streets and you try to go get her, she's still gonna be that same woman. She that same female. She her. And no amount of you trying to lock her down or be quote unquote serious with her or none of that is gonna make her change that. She might try to temporarily shut it down and shut you up or whatever the case may be, or try to get more sneaky about it. She might try to start lying, but she's still gonna be that woman. And the time is going to be ticking to when she show you she was still a hoe. All that whole time she was still a hoe. She still had a whole mindset. She still had a whole way that she was going about stuff. Not Mr. Akon says simp math don't never add up. That's on page 1. You cannot. And I keep telling people, once a woman has actually gone into whore mode, I keep telling people, the brokenness come before having sex with a whole bunch of men. The brokenness is before that. The sex with the men is the symptom of whatever wrong with her. Whatever going on with her head, or sleeping with a bunch of men is the symptom of that thing. And once she get into that mode like that, it's a mindset that come with that. It's not just, she's not just sexually excited. There's a mindset that come with it that she's gotten. She has it. And she gonna operate like a hoe all the time. She can be nice. She can have a good personality. She can have a cool personality. A lot of hoes do. They cool with the men. They cool with them. A lot of hoes got nice personalities. They got pleasant personalities. Like you can talk to them. You can chill with them. You can hang with them. That's why. It's a reason for that. Because they know what they do. And they know they only have really one lane to deal with men. And that's sexually. They don't have nothing else to offer men. They don't got nothing else. So they offer them sex and, a pleasant interaction with them. As long as you don't interact with them too much or too long. Because men start getting in trouble when they start trying to interact with a whore too long. Start trying to take her serious. Hoes don't like that. Hoes don't like that. They want you to leave them alone after a while. Women like that. Hoes don't like that. I'm going to show y'all a video. I want to have it queued up because I want to show y'all how a hoe think. I want to show y'all how a hoe think. I hope I ain't go past it. I think I might have went past it. Where is? Oh, no. I'm going to show it to you after we come back from a commercial. So after these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Once again, that link is ashkicking.com. If you need your skin to look and feel its absolute best, then you need to look no further than this body butter right here on the screen. All right. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you to Renzo, said like the movie Clerks. You suck 43 pains. Exactly. Like the number is wild. And you know what's even more wild to me is I think that number is moderate for these young hoes out here. I think that number might actually be moderate to them. Now, 43 men, 42, 43, 45, all that is crazy work. I want to be real clear. I don't think that it's not hoe behavior that she displays. She absolutely runs the street. She's a street hoe. All I'm saying is, you know that. But you know that. How you don't know that? Like you might not have known a number, but how you don't know that this girl is not some type of poly purebred? She doing whatever. How do you think she know how to do the stuff that you like and you never taught her that? How you think she know that? Where you think she got it? She got it from being with a bunch of dudes before you. Maybe even when you was around. You know how they get down. Thank you, HVAX. I said it before, having your V card ain't so bad these days until you are serious. This is why I'll never get in a transactional relationship. Exactly. Thank you, Ruminant. Said he is an emotional man who chose violence as opposed to walk away, but he's broke. Probably feels betrayed and trapped. Should have worked on his masculinity and gotten his money up. Hashtag 10 life values for the win. Ruminant say he should have got his weight up. Okay. Tech and Peck said, fellas, never ask a woman's body count either. She will lie or tell you the truth. Either way, you won't be okay with the answer. Okay. Hey, what's good, Ilkan Ali? How you doing, sweetheart? Said, thank you for being a guest on our channel. Keep cooking from the Untouchables. How you doing, sweetheart? I appreciate you. You know, I'll be tuned in. Thank you, HVAC says she'll be useful to the group for someone like me. Protect myself, then get out of there. Medium Man teaches this on his channel. Thank you, Top Box says Chris Rock used to say a woman will say she only had 4 boyfriends, but she not including the one night stands or the drunken binges. Thank you, Pharaoh said, how you doing, sweetheart? Said, peace, sister. Sorry for going off topic. Can I give you the news report video on ABW's videos about looting stores on social media? If so, I send it on IG. Yeah, you can send it. Thank you. Growth says he should have just left at this date and time. The way so many women move, I don't know why he's surprised. 42 is actually low in my opinion with some of the numbers I've heard. That's kind of what I thought. Thank you again, HVAC. Said this is why you don't marry a Pinky or a Jasmine Cashmere. Exactly. Like you can't really deal with hoes in a way that is not in their wheelhouse. Do that make sense? I want to show y'all something. Just listen to what this is the woman who admitted hope. Just listen to some of what she's talking about.
I'm going to give y'all some things that I personally hate about clients as a 304. 1, the pleasers. Can't do it. 2, the clients that always want to kiss you on your mouth. Ooh, bitch. 3, the ones that never want you to leave after you're done. I don't care if you booked an hour and you're done in 5 minutes. Baby, I'm gone. Goodbye. I'm not staying. Stop trying to get me to stay. I'm not staying. 4, the ones that ask for multiple pops. Bitch, do I look like a multiple pop ass girl? 5, the ones that text you and they're like, pick, can I get a pic? Bitch, you saw pics on my ad. I'm not sending no pic. 6, the ones who try to last longer because they think that you enjoy it. Bitch, I don't enjoy none of this shit. Get the fuck out. Thank ya. Goodbye. I'm gonna give y'all some things.
If you think that there is some kind of big difference between the mindset she just described and the women who would not label themselves a sex worker, but they do everything sex workers do, if you think there's a big difference in the mindset, I have a bridge to Terabithia to sell you. If you think that there's a huge difference in the mindset of a woman who admittedly is a sex worker and a woman who would never say she a sex worker, but she do everything sex workers do, including all the transactional things, sex for hair done, sex for bills paid, sex for a trip, sex for this and that, sex for a bag, that is the same exact behavior. I don't care how they want to dress it up. I don't care how they want to say it's not like that. I don't care how they want to try to differentiate themselves from women who simply say out loud, yes, I'm a sex worker and this is what I'm doing and this is how it goes down. If you think there's a big difference in that mindset, I got a bridge to Terabithia to sell you. It's going fast. I got a lot of offers. It's not. There's not a big difference. All the stuff that she said, this is why you can't wife a whore. All that stuff, because those feelings don't go away. Even when they retire from sex work, that mindset don't stop. They don't like men. They're sexually turned on by men when they're not working. But they have seen too much of the underbelly of men's sexual desires, of the negative side of male nature. They've dealt with men in the dirtiest way that they can deal with men. This is not a lofty way. They're not dealing with men in a lofty way or in a way with that includes love or integrity or peace or any of that. They're not dealing with men from that angle. They're dealing with men from the lowest possible denominator that you can deal with men. That's how they're dealing with men. Okay? That's the area that they're dealing with men from. And when women take on that mode of dealing with men, regardless of whether they try to separate themselves and not say that they're sex workers and things of that nature, if they're doing the same thing, you're doing the same thing, and you're going to have a similar outcome. They're dealing with men in the grimiest way that you can deal with a man as a woman. And so they don't really have respect for men. They don't. This is one reason why you do not wife a whore, because they don't really have respect for men, maleness, or men, period. Because they're specifically using men to get stuff they want out of men, and they are manipulating the situation. They're using male sexual nature against them and to their own benefit. Because there are men who sometimes don't get ready access to better women, that's what her function is for. You just pay me to do what you can't convince a better woman to do. I'll just do it for a set amount of price. You come over here, you got the price, we'll work with you. I'll work with you. There's no respect in that transaction. You think she's looking at that man? He don't look at her with no respect. But we don't talk about the fact that the sex worker don't respect the John either. The men don't respect the whores because of the type of women that they are, regardless of him dealing with her on that level. But conversely, the whore don't like the man either. She don't respect him either, because you had to come to me. I know where I'm at. I know who I am. You had to come over here. I know I'm the bottom of the barrel in terms of the totem pole of women. I know that. I know I'm at the bottom. And you had to come to me. I don't respect you. They don't be respecting the men. They don't have self-respect. They can't respect the men. They don't love themselves. They can't love the men. The only men that hoes have ever respected is the pimp that's over them. And more so when the guy that's the pimp don't have sex with them. That's the man they respect. It's the only one. That's why he able to keep them in line, because he doesn't need them for that. He doesn't come to them for that. He doesn't lower him in their mind. He don't lower himself to them. So he's the only kind of man that she can even halfway respect. Because in the pimp's mind, he don't make no fantasy about her. He doesn't create a fantasy concerning her. He sees her for what she is, and he utilizes her in that fashion. He sees her. Precisely. The pimp sees her as commerce. He sees the transaction for what it is. So he doesn't create a delusion or a fantasy about her to himself. Okay. They don't be liking the John, because the John will come to her and make a fantasy concerning her about that to himself in order to deal with her sometimes. She don't respect that because she know what she is. A similar mindset, it runs very close parallel. A similar mindset for women who are extremely promiscuous and transactional in their dealing with men. I'm talking about the ones who would never admit or say that they were sex workers, but in reality they are, because they do what sex workers do. She don't want to classify herself that way, but because she wants to walk the line. She wants to have the transaction and the no strings attached that whores have. And so the reason why she doesn't want to take on the moniker of being an actual sex worker, even though she's doing what sex workers do, is because she at some point wants to cross over into you take me seriously territory as a woman. What she doesn't understand, even about her own self, is that men can't take her seriously no matter what kind of chameleon face she puts on, because she still has the mindset. She had the same mindset that a whore has. So even though she's trying to take that walk and walk that fine line and eventually at some point fall over into the you can wife me, I'm just a regular woman category, she thinks she can do it, but she cannot. This is why she usually ends up with a simp that she don't respect, because the simp is the John. He harbors the same mindset too, to a certain degree. He has a fantasy about her concerning her, and he tells it to himself. And she be trying to figure out, why come you can't see who I am? This is why you don't deal with whores in a long term and trying to make a real relationship with them. They actually don't like it. Just like that woman just said, I want you to go. Stop trying to hang around. Stop trying to hang around. Stop. I want you to get out of here. I want you gone. She doesn't like, the whore does not value the same things that a wife material woman values in men. She don't. She'll never value it, no matter how you give it to her or try to give it to her. It's the same thing with certain kinds of men, those hyena men. He don't value a wife material woman the same way that a lion do. He don't value a lioness like that. He don't even like them same traits. No matter how she give it to him, he don't like, because he don't see no value in that. He don't see no value for that. So a whore can't be a housewife because of her mindset. Not the body count is, like I said, like a symptom of what's going on. The real reason she can't be a wife is because she's been too busy being a whore. She's practiced whoredom, not wifehood. She didn't practice wifehood. She didn't practice those attributes. She didn't gain those attributes. She didn't do it. She didn't work towards it. That it wasn't valuable to her. It was more valuable to her to try to use men for a come up and this, that, and the third. That was more valuable to her. She sells her soul in the process. She don't realize that until she's old and can't do it anymore. That's when it dawns on her what she gave. What she sold, rather. She didn't give it, she sold it. She sold it. She sold every part of her soul until there was nothing left to sell. She's too old to do it. Nobody wants it, not even for a low price. This is where you try to get them and they turn into, you know what I'm saying, religious women and all that kind of stuff. They try to find religion and all that kind of stuff to feel a voice. Finally, they want to try to fix the thing that was wrong with them before. Exactly. She disconnect the whole time. She is dissociated mentally from everything that's going on. Them women is not into that. Them women not getting out of that the same thing that wife material women is getting out of sex with a man that she love and that she feel that she respect and that she's loyal to and things of that nature. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. No, she don't, because she don't even want him touching her for real. That's too intimate. Ain't that crazy? It's not too intimate for him to enter her, but like that's why she said, "Oh, you trying to kiss me in my mouth?" That's intimate. That's actual affection and intimacy. She don't like that. That's too close. Hugs and intimate kisses and rubbing and all of the extra affection that goes into, you know, sex when two people who love each other are actually engaged in sex. She don't want to do that. She chop, 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 chop. Hurry up. You know, you trying to stroke it this way and that way, but what if you don't hurry up? Don't nobody care about your stroke game, whether it's good or not. Now, if they run into a John that's got a good stroke game, they might prefer him. Like, yeah, bring him back. Because he do kind of, the sex is kind of good with him. And then I treat him extra nice. Maybe I can get more money and stuff out of him. They know how to play the game now. That's why them old porn stars, when they be out of the game, out of the count, I don't know what kind of men come get them. Somebody comes to get him. But he got to know who she is. Because she ain't stopped being that woman in her head. She just can't make that money no more like that. Because don't nobody want to see her no more. She don't draw that money like that. So ain't nobody really trying to see her. You know what I'm saying? She done got old. She kind of done got fat now and all that kind of stuff. She ain't like she was when she was 18, 19, 20 and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Don't nobody want to see her. You know, that old grandma stuff. Girl, get out of here. You done for. You done for. That was the one that was Joe Smith. That was the one that was married to an old girl. And she was like, I just went back to what I know. That's why. That's why. I just went back to doing what I know how to do. That's what his wife said. But he married a hoe. He married a hoe. And she not going to stop being that. Even if she put it on pause, she going to go right back to it. In some way, shape, or form, she going back over there. Because she can't help it. She can't help herself. This is why I said what I said about a certain, what they calling her now, Barney B. What they calling her. That's why I said I'm not really feeling sorry for Offset. You knew who you got. She wasn't going to stop being who she was. She was not going to stop. Same thing with old boy that's married to the horse. Not married. He dating her. What's the image that she put out of herself? Do she put out a wholesome image? Absolutely not. Do she put out an image of, you know what I'm saying, she gonna be good? Is she gonna be this and that? She absolutely not. But he over there playing with her. Okay. You can't marry them. You cannot marry them kind of women. You can't. Because they don't really never, they can't really change certain aspects of their mind and how they deal with men and how they really interact with men. It's difficult for them to change that. Highly difficult. I'm not going to say 100% impossible, but it's very difficult. He might have been. And you know the crazy part? He ain't married Taylor either. That's interesting. I wonder whose idea that is. I wonder, did she say, no, not marrying you? That's real interesting. It do. It takes them getting real serious with Allah. Because Allah can change the heart at any time. But it take them getting real serious with Allah. Real serious. And let Allah do his work with them. It's only a few that actually do it. And they usually go off into the sunset. They don't never circle back around and try to do it anymore. He is. He is. He ain't nobody. He the problem. Travis Kelce the problem. He the problem in his relationship. I can see that already. Not the haircut. Yeah, it's something about them Kelce brothers. They not trustworthy. Not in no relationship. I don't know what they do on the field, but in a relationship, they look like they play all the way in your face. They look like they play all the way in your face. Them Kelce brothers look like they play all the way in your face. Right. They look like they play in your face too much. Right. I'm real specifically talking about Travis. Real specifically. It's like you can't. How you take them seriously? They engaged. Anyway. Thank you again, HVAC. Said Lisa Ann didn't realize this until her palm self was 52. She said she's a woman. Nah, she wasn't thinking that when on camera getting cracked by Jack. Thank you, Hannibal. Said hyenas do like being objectified, especially during sex, but they can't admit to it because it says too much about their true nature. And thank you, CMC. Says stupendous show. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes. He just ain't got the kids. Absolutely. He is absolutely like Tamar Braxton's man. What? Food recommend. Now, see, I can't really help you here too much but I will say this: if you want real good pizza, it's a place in Castle Hill. Frank's, I want to say. They pizza real good. I'm not gonna hold you. That pizza good. Hold on. I'm finna look. Yeah, it's called Frank's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Frank's Original Pizza. If you want real good pizza. Frank's Original. Going Castle Hill in the Bronx. That pizza on point. That pizza is on point. Giant, big old slice of pizza. Put you some Parmesan up on that. You be in good with that. You do good with that. Now, see, now we might have to have pizza wars because that I don't agree. That Frank's pizza real good. I'm not gonna hold you. Frank's pizza is actually really, really good. That pizza real good. See, I don't do the whole chopped cheese thing, so I can't recommend it. I can't. So you might have to ask New Yorkers about the food because I'm a Chicago girl. I could tell you all day about the shot, but I have not been impressed with New York food. But then again, I have to be fair because I don't really eat a lot of outside food anymore. We don't eat deep dish pizza. Deep dish pizza is for tourists in Chicago. Let me be very clear. Chicagoans, those of us who actually live in Chicago, right there, we don't eat deep dish pizza. Giordano's tastes pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's nasty, but we like thin crust. Home run in is more so what we like. Italian fiesta is more like what we like. We like thin crust. Deep dish, that's for tourists. I ain't even gonna hold you. We don't be really eating them pizza like that. We don't eat deep dish pizza. That's for tourists. Yeah. I don't even know how we got famous for deep dish pizza. Folks that's from the Chi, we don't eat it. We don't eat it. We do not eat it at all. We eat Giordano's if we with other people and they not from Chicago. You feel me? Like they be like, "Ooh, I want to taste the deep dish pizza because Chicago is famous for the deep dish." All right. We'll take you to Giordano or Geno's. We'll either take you to Giordano's or we'll take you to Geno's to get some deep dish because, quote unquote, y'all want deep dish pizza. But people that's from the crib, we don't eat deep dish pizza. We don't eat no deep dish pizza. We eat thin crust pizza. Folks that's from Chicago, y'all know what I'm talking about. We don't eat, Chicago people don't eat no deep dish pizza. I don't even know how that got out about us. We don't eat that. We don't even like it. It's heavy. It's tasty, but it's heavy. Nah, we got good pizza, bro. We got good pizza. I don't even know who Uno is, but go to Home Run In, particularly the Home Run In that's over there on 35th. Go to the one in Bronzeville, the one that's over there on 35th and King Drive. It's a Home Run In, and they are very good. You gotta go to the hood and go to Italian Fiesta if you're gonna get good pizza. All them little chain pizzas, that's not pizza. That's not pizza. All them Papa John's and look, that's not even pizza, no way. We call that sauce bread. That's sauce and bread. That's not no pizza. That ain't no pizza for real. Yeah, like deep dish be kind of low key, a little soupy. It's too much. Anyway, let me get on up out of here. Jump down in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonite.